You are using Wamai wrong. Here's how you should properly use Wamai. First, let's start with Wamai's gun. And generally speaking, find out which gun is the better option. Looking at Wamai's primary weapons, he has two of them. The assault rifle, the AUG 2, and the SMG, the MPK5. So before I made this video, right, I saw a lot of people using MPK5 or the SMG, and I feel like this is a major mistake, because looking at the damage output for both of these weapons, the AUG per shot does a damage of 42, while the MP5K does a damage of 30. What this means is that the AUG takes 3 shots to kill 1 and 2 armor operators, okay, and that is most attackers, because these are for a defender with Wamai. So most attackers are 1 and 2 armors, so this is a very good thing. And then for 3 armor operators, it takes 4 shots for the AUG to kill 3 armor operators. And then for the MPK5, the SMG, it takes 4 shots to kill 1 and 2 armor operators, and it takes 5 to kill 3 armor operators. Now it is a 1-shot difference. What does that mean? 1 shot makes all of the difference, okay? It may not seem like a lot, but in Rainbow Six Siege, well, almost in any FPS game, 1 shot, it can mean the difference between winning or losing. 1 shot can mean a difference between winning a close rank game, and that was in overtime 4-4, or losing it. It can mean the difference between finally hitting that glorious plat 3, finally getting that precious plat 3 charm for the first time in your Rainbow Six Siege career, or it can mean losing that game that you are 1 game off of plat, and then you go into like a downward spiral and you lose 5 games in a row, and now you're back to square one. I know that was exaggerated, but my point still stands. But this is only exaggerated on defense, where most operators have SMGs, and all of the SMGs are weaker than the attacker's AR, which is again another reason why you should bring Wamai's AR. Wamai's AR might not be the strongest AR compared to the attackers, but for the defenders, it is glorious. It brings much needed firepower, and again, it's not the best AR in the game by any means, but it still is an AR compared to SMGs, and it still is very powerful and very much usable. And as I went over, it is a great gun. It's excellent, especially on defense. But if you're still not convinced, let's look at the recoil, because that's how things work. If you like a gun, we will decide if the gun is good or not based off of the damage and the recoil. Let's look at the recoil for both of the guns, which are about to appear right now. And as you can see with the AUG, as I mentioned in my versus Jager video, the AUG's recoil increase per shot is less than an MPK5, which is crazy to me. Again, the AUG it's super consistent. It's very consistent. It's crazy. I was surprised. I thought the SMG would be slightly better, but honestly, there really is no other reason to bring the SMG over just pure preference, and that's really it. Because you can't say the SMG is better, because it's not. The AUG, it does more damage. The recoil is much better. The only reason you could possibly bring it is maybe because it has access. It's like a 1.5 scope, which is, I guess, reasonable because the 1.5 scope is like a pretty good scope, but objectively speaking, the AUG is the better choice in the gun you should be using. Okay, now moving on to the pistols, he has two pistols. You can really decide which one you want. It really doesn't matter. It's up to you. I use the Keteros, or however you say it. I use that one personally. I like it. I like it a lot. But that's really up to you. And the same applies to the secondary gadgets, his proximity alarm and his impacts. You should use impacts. I think so. But you could use the proximity alarms if other operators on your team, on your 5 stack, have impact needs. You could definitely use the proxy alarms. So that too is up for a debate if you really want to use it. So comment down below which pistol you like and which secondary gadget do you use. Okay, now moving on to his gadget. Now this is where the main problem occurs. Okay, this is where a lot of people mess up with Wamai. And how a lot of people mess up with Wamai is that they assume that his gadget is like Jager, which is why many people don't use Wamai to his fullest potential. With Jager, the ADS is near like operators who need it to give it like flashes and nades and so on and so forth. But you can't have that same placement with Wamai because Wamai can destroy projectiles like Jager does. Wamai captures them, but they still go off. So if Wamai captures a flashbang, the flashbang is still gonna go off. It's just that wherever that magnet is gonna go off where that magnet's at. While with a Jager, if it's a flashbang, that flashbang is getting destroyed. It's not gonna go off. It's just gonna be gone, right? That's the thing. That's why a lot of people don't use Wamai properly, and because of that, because their gadgets fundamentally work differently but serve the same purpose, they misplace them, right? So I just told you that you are misusing him and that you shouldn't place him in the same spots. So where should you place them? Here's a general rule of thumb for most placements: make them work against the attackers. So if you know that if you know the attackers are going to take and or push a certain side of the map, right? Place your Wamais in a way that it obstructs their utility, right? So if they throw a flashbang at you, instead of it going at you, it's gonna go into the room next to you, or it's gonna go behind them ideally, and it's gonna flash them instead. That's the ideal. That is hard, but that's ideally to use it against them, because with my gadget it redirects it, right? So for the most part with my on that note, right, if you really want to use your gadgets to the same extent, right, you should anchor, because again with Jaeger, a lot of people place down their ADSs and they just like run around the map brain dead and try to get kills. But with Wamai, even though Wamai's gun is better than Jaeger, which I go over in Jaeger versus Wamai, which you should check out. It is my second most uploaded video. Check it out. Wamai's gun is better than Jaeger, objectively speaking, but you cannot go brain dead with Wamai because of how his gadget works and how he gains his gadgets. Jaeger starts off with all of his ADSs at the start of the round, right? So you start off with all of them, you good, place and forget. That's Jaeger. With Wamai is different. He gains one magnet every 40 seconds, and it maxes out at I think 4 or 5 magnets max. After you get that many magnets, you cannot get any more. That is it. Okay. But to get them, what's the difference between him and Jaeger? 40 seconds. He gets them every 40 seconds. That means that it's in your best interest as a Wamai to stay alive. Meaning, no, you can't spawn peek, because if you spawn peek, you're only going to use one of your Wamais, and only one is going to be out, and they're going to be useless. And no, you can't just brain deadly push that Sophia on repel. You can't just do that, because she could kill you, and you will not be able to use your Wamais to the potential, because you wouldn't have them all, right? So that's where and that's what people mess up with with Wamai. And another thing about people using him like Jaeger, with Jaeger you can kind of like be lenient with the placement of his ADSs, because no matter what, they're always gonna destroy the attackers. They might get taken out easier, but they're always gonna have a guaranteed usage. But with Mai's gadget, it redirects the gadgets. So if you mess up with like a placement, and if you place a Mai mag next to where a teammate is holding an angle, and somebody throws like a flashbang, that flashbang is gonna flash your teammate, even though your Mai is right next to them, because your Mai captures gadgets, not destroys them. So then your teammates flash, and then your placement on that, if a Mai did nothing to help him, boom. Now that's your fault. That's your fault because you didn't place your Wamai correctly, right? So Wamai is stronger than Jaeger, but he needs more care, and you have to think while using it. You have to make sure you think. If you don't think while using Wamai, you will hurt your team, or you will be borderline useless other than a good gun. That is it, right? I'm gonna give you guys good spots for Wamai to use some fullest potential, and these spots for the most part are here to help you redirect attacker utility at them, and or move it out of the way from anybody from your teammates. Okay, and some of these spots I got from get_splanked. I will talk more about that after you watch the spots. So make sure you take note of them too, because these are pretty decent spots, if you ask me at least. So enjoy the spots, and if we get 5 likes, I will show you more spots. I have a lot more spots, but I just want to see if y'all like this or not. So if you guys like it, I'm gonna show you guys more. They ain't gonna know about it. It's gonna be nice and hidden. You could put it right here. You lean, throw it in. Boy, I can't get it. Yeah, you could throw it in there. I had some troubles doing it, but you could throw it inside there, and it's gonna cover all this. Another spot up in this room, up in bedroom, is right here. You could throw Wamai up there. I'm not gonna throw it because I want to save these, but you can throw one right there, and it'll cover this door and all right here. So if they try to smoke this out and get the wall, boom, you got it. Another spot that you can maybe do is right about here, right? This one's not as good as that one or this one, but you can still do it. If Ace tries to throw his stuff, his smellers on the wall, the Wamai is gonna capture it. You might have to throw 2 of them for this, but you can still do it. It does work. And for another spot, you got right here. You could throw them right there to cover up all this. They won't even see it. They won't know about it. They're gonna walk past. They're gonna try to like nade you right here. Then boom, Wamai's gonna catch it, and they're gonna run away. And then you can wide peek it. There. That's a good spot right there. And then you could put another. If you could put another one, crazily enough, right up here. So again, if they try to throw something over here, it's gonna get caught behind them, and it's gonna mess the whole little strat up. About this right here, you could throw this Wamai right here, and it's gonna cover this door. So if they try to nade you from like out of attic, or try to nade you from over there, they're over here. If you're in this little corner, the nade is actually gonna go here. It's gonna save whoever is holding this angle right here, maybe waiting to wide peek them, and whoever's like right here waiting tier 2, and whoever's maybe behind right here is gonna save them too if they were throwing it there. And then another spot is right here as well. You could throw it here. Just again another spot here because they can't really see it. This one might not be as strong because you could maybe kind of quick peek and get it, but still, you could still use it though. It is still viable. It is still very much viable. All right, moving down into bunker, you could do a Wamai spot up in bunker. You could throw the Wamai right here. What this is gonna do is a lot of people likes to, like, if you have like a mirror or something like that, or or if like somebody's playing inside of this little corner right here, maybe they got like a shield here or whatever, somebody might try to nade them from right here. They might like throw the nade or whatever, and they might bounce off of this wall and go over here and get you. This Wamai is gonna stop that because you're gonna be right there. They're gonna throw it, and you can save it. And even if they don't do that, if you have like a mirror right here or here, somebody might try to flash the mirror through like one of the little peepholes you might make. They might try to flash it through like one of the holes, and you could stop it with the Wamai. Or you could be playing right here, and you can, and they might try to like nade you or flash you. You're gonna be safe and sound. Alright, so that's all the spots I'm going to show you guys for now. But if you guys want to see some more spots, be sure to check out get_spanks video top 116 with my spots. That's where I got some of these spots from. But if this intrigued you, I think you should watch my video with Wamai versus Jager, especially because of the potential Jager nerf that is coming with Operation North Star. So you should definitely check it out if you want to know why Wamai may or may not be better than Jager, and you better watch them end cards. Them end cards are important. You better watch them. But anyway, do not forget to like and sub, and thanks for watching.